sir.
Yeah, Vishwabhushan Harichandan. Yeah. Who is governor of Hyderabad, Padma?
Tamil. I mean, I didn't remember surname. Sundarajan, sir.
Sundarajan. Tamilashai. Tamilashai Sundarajan. Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. Then I will explain about the duties of the governor and what are the powers of the governor. The state executive consists of the governor, the chief minister, the council of ministers, and the advocate general of the state. What does it mean? The executive, it is known as executive, judiciary, executive, and the bureaucracy. These are the people who are very important in the government machinery. So the first man who is the head of the state is known as governor. And then the chief minister, whoever is the chief minister. Then the council of ministers and the advocate general of the state. This is the entire executive of a government. Any state government, it will have this present system of this. Usually there is a governor for each state. The 7th Constitutional Amendment Act of 56 facilitates the appointment of the same person as governor for 2 or more states. Normally in the Northeast, some of the states, they have one governor, 2 states, one governor, but now every state is having a governor. He is appointed by the president by warrant under his hand and seal. Warrant means an issue of a letter. He issues the warrant and it is known as a warrant. Warrant means normally the police will issue a warrant saying that you have done a mistake. But here it is not like that. He issues an order saying that you have been appointed as governor, and from the date of your taking over, you will be in the post for 5 years, exactly 5 years, or until further orders, whatever it is. A governor holds office for a term of 5 years from the date of his office, and then he can resign anytime by giving a letter to the President of India. That is an example. He can be impeached also, but normally the governors are not impeached. The powers of the governor. Governor being the head of the state, he expresses whatever is the government, the chief minister's decision, he has to approve it. So he appoints the chief minister and the ministers who advises him. The chief minister advises, you take so and so as ministers of the state. Padma, can you tell 2 Telangana ministers' names?
So
2 Telangana ministers' names.
KTR garu.
Right.
And Harish Rao garu.
Right. Sabita Indrareddy kuda unnadi. Nu lady peru emani cheptavemo anukunnanu nenu. Aame ఏ మినిస్టర్ అమ్మా Sabita Indrareddy? Sabita Indrareddy ఏ మినిస్టర్?
Actually, I am poor in politics, sir. I don't remember even the name.
It is not politics. It is not politics. You are appearing for Service Commission examination. You should know it. She is the education minister.
Only I am trying to remember the names.
Please. And there is an advocate general also. It is also appointed by the governor and chairmen of the State Public Service Commission. Each state has got a public service commission. Like the Union Public Service Commission in Delhi, each state will be having a public service commission. And now we have one Mr. Vijay Kumar, who is the chairman of this Vijayawada, that is Amaravati. Then the members of the subordinate judiciary, the district judges also are appointed by the governor, and vice chancellors of the state universities. This is more important thing. The chief minister sends the 3 names for the approval for the governor, and he ticks one name out of the 3, any one name, and he is appointed as the vice chancellor. The term of office of vice chancellor is 3 years. If it is a central university, it is 5 years. Any central university is there in Telangana or Andhra Pradesh?
Hyderabad Central University, sir.
Yeah, wonderful. And who is the vice chancellor there? Any idea?
No, sir.
Podili Appara. He is the Telugu man. He is there. And the governor is known as chancellor. The other people are known as vice chancellors. There are about 20 universities in both the states, and all the universities doesn't have vice chancellors nowadays. Some of the universities have. Next. Madam, will you just make governor has no power of appointment in the judge's appointment. He may be consulted by the president for such appointment. Normally, the Supreme Court has a collegium. What does collegium mean? Anybody can tell? Supreme Court collegium.
So can I tell?
Huh?
Sneha wants to tell, sir.
Please tell.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So when there are not enough votes, so a coalition government is formed. Basically, it's
No, the first three judges,
If
according to seniority, the first three judges, including the Supreme Court Chief Justice, will be known as Supreme Court Collegium. They will select the judges of the High Court and the Supreme Court also. That is known as Collegium. Then coming to the governor and his duties with the legislature, he will summon or prorogue and dissolve. These are the three aspects. We should demarcate them. One is summoning, means inviting them, and prorogue means in between there is a gap. It is known as prorogue. And dissolve means the assembly is dissolved and the elections are to be conducted. The right to address the legislature and send message to it. He will be addressing the joint session again, the assembly and the council. He will be, during the budget sessions, he will be addressing the governor, like the President of India in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. No bill can become law unless the governor gives his assent. That is known as assent. The bill is introduced in the parliament or Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, or in the assembly or council. The bill is discussed and then it is passed. And when the governor gives an assent, then only it becomes an act. Similarly, in parliament, the president has to give his signature. He nominates one member of the Anglo-Indian community to the state assembly and 1/6 of the members of the legislative council from among persons having special experience in art, science, literature, social service, and cooperative movement. The legislative council consists of 6 members appointed by the governor on the advice of the chief minister. Normally, poets, drama artists, or musicians will be there. Article 200 says the assent to bills will be there. When a bill is introduced or a bill is passed by the government, it shall be presented to the governor, who has to accept or reject. He has the power to reject the bill also, or he can send it back to the assembly for a further discussion. Governor may also reserve the bill for consideration of the president, or he can send it to the president. When a bill is returned to legislature by the governor, it must be passed again to be accepted by the governor. It should be passed and then for the assent of the governor, it will be sent. In essence, as per the Article 200, this you have to remember, Article 200, governor's assent, you have to remember. And the bill is passed by the legislature of the state. He assents, he withholds, he returns the bill, he reserves the time bill. These are the 4 aspects of a bill being accepted or rejected. So you should remember. Then the bills are reserved for consideration. You just push.
Yes, sir.
You push it. It is also an absolute veto. The powers of the governor are, he can veto. He can accept it or he cannot accept it. The assembly has to take a decision. Then please go ahead. You move it now. There has been instances where bills have been pending with the president for periods up to 6 years or more, because the president can accept it or he cannot accept, but he can keep it pending and the bill is not accepted. For example, the abolition of the council by the AP government, it is pending with the President of India for a long time. The most recent bill to be reserved by the governor of president assent is the Gujarat Control of Organized Crime Bill, for which the president has expressed the need for 3 changes and returned it. So he has returned it back to Gujarat government. And where is the capital of Gujarat? Kirtana?
Gandhinagar, sir.
Gandhinagar, or otherwise known as Ahmedabad. Okay. What are the financial powers of the governor? He presents the he causes to be laid before the Legislative Assembly the annual financial statement, which is known as budget. Without the prior permission of the governor, it cannot be presented. The annual and supplementary budgets are also given in the assembly. No demand for grant can be made except his recommendation is there. Demand for grant means allocation of funds, particularly education department, so and so lakhs. It is to be done by the governor only. Then he has the judicial powers also. He consults the President of India regarding the judges appointment. So when the president is going to appoint some person as a justice of Andhra Pradesh or Telangana, the particular governor is to be consulted. He says, so he will verify his antecedents, his police verification is done regarding that, and he can pardon the punishments given by the courts, life imprisonment or the death sentence. All these things he can overrule. Remission is there, commutation is there. Commutation means suppose somebody got 7 years imprisonment, he can reduce it to 5 years. He can make it 3 years also. That is known as remission. Then go. The discretionary powers of the governor are very, very, very important. He has a discretionary power to aid and advise the chief minister. Two types of situations are there. One is which are implied by the nature of parliamentary democracy and the constitution. Constitution has given some powers to the governor and the president of India. Particularly in the case of a state, the governor has full powers, but it is only on paper. Actually, the administration is done by the chief minister. He appoints the vice chancellors, he appoints the several ministers, and he conducts the entire activities of the day-to-day life. But the governor has to accept, the governor has to sign. Then only it becomes an act or whatever it is. Next. Then the special responsibility powers of the governor. There are several articles are there. Article 371, 371A, 371C, 371F. You can go through them. Different states have done different things. The chief minister and council of ministers, they are responsible for the governor. In parliamentary system of democracy, constitution has given very, very, very heavy powers to the governor. He is the nominal executive. Nominal means he doesn't have any power. He is a real executive is the chief minister. Before the chief minister enters his office, governor administers to him the oath of office and secrecy. Here there is a question. Governor gives the oath taking for chief minister. For the governor, who will give the oath taking? Who will conduct the oath taking ceremony? Anybody in this session? Who will be the oath taking ceremony person for a governor? Huh?
Governor. President.
No, for governor.
President.
Huh?
President, sir.
No, he will not come to Hyderabad to give oath taking. Who will be the oath taking ceremony?
So vice president?
No, he will not come to Hyderabad, Manipur and other places.
Sir, chief minister.
Chief minister, governor, oath taking chestada. Chief justice of that particular state. Whoever is the chief justice, he will be the oath taking ceremony officer for that particular state. That is the thing. And the appointment is there. Chief minister is appointed by the governor. Article 164 says, chief minister is according to the governor's acceptance. He will be appointed for there and he can withdraw it also if he feels that the government is not acting properly. Next. The governor, how he performs the chief minister's post, the assembly has a strength of say about 170 or so. The majority of the persons who are in a particular party, for example, YCP has got 150 seats. So with that 150 strength, they elect a leader. He is known as the leader of the house. And that leader of the house will be designated as chief minister by the governor. That is the procedure. Majority party leader is known as the leader of the house and he is appointed by the governor as chief minister of that particular state. The chief minister for 6 months, the state legislature can be appointed as chief minister for 6 months, within which time he should be elected to the state legislature. For example, Padma can be appointed as chief minister. There is no need for contesting any election, whatever it is. But before 6 months, he has to contest from any place in Andhra Pradesh or Telangana, whichever state he is the chief minister, and she should be able to get elected. Then only her position will be there. In case she doesn't get, or she is defeated, she will lose that post. The minimum time given is 6 months. Within 6 months, Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao, he did not contest during 91. He was just keeping quiet in his house. He was elected as Prime Minister. Within 6 months, he contested from Nandyala. Nandyala, ఏ జిల్లాలో, ఏ district లో ఉన్నది? Anybody can tell? Where is
Kurnool, sir.
Nandyala? Huh?
Kurnool.
Huh?
Kurnool.
Yes, it is in Kurnool district that has produced one President of India and one Prime Minister of India. The President of India was Neelam Sanjeev Reddy. He also contested from Nandyal and got elected. And P.V. Narasimha Rao also, he got elected within that 6 months and he became the Prime Minister. From 91 to 96, he was the Prime Minister. So the article according to which a 6 months time is given for a person who has not contested any elections but has become the chief minister, that is the provision. And so many states have done like that. So thank you all. We have exceeded our time. I wish you all the best. Next week, at least, you prepare, you read the newspaper. So within that 7 days, from tomorrow onwards, Monday to Sunday, you read